Hola damas y caballeros, bienvenidos nuevamente al canal. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? ¿Todo excelente? ¿Todo bien por ahí? Si no lo estás, te invito a que te quedes para que nos demos nuevamente una dosis de esas que tanto nos gusta. Una dosis de terror. En esta ocasión visitaremos el canal del compañero Kim Frostmer. En la descripción les dejo el enlace para que puedan visitarlo. Sin más que decir, pasemos a ver el video llamado Videos terroríficos que no te dejarán dormir. Kim Frostmer.
The following video was posted by a young man who states that in this recording he came across something really unsettling. Apparently he had heard strange noises lately that for whatever reason seemed to occur after dark. He was just about to call his night when he felt that something wasn't right. He states, "Going upstairs to bed and felt scared all of a sudden. This really freaked me out."
¿Qué habrá captado el compadre? Ah, coma mierda. Una sombra, ¿verdad? A huevo, ahí está,
He wasn't sure what he saw that night. But if we take a better look, one could think that a creepy face is lurking out from the left lower corner in the other room.
Cabalito,
He was alone that night, so whatever this thing is, wasn't supposed to be there. Are we looking at a ghost here, or do you have a better explanation?
Cabal, un rostro, En el pub.
The following is an interesting clip that has been uploaded by StayRB to the paranormal section of Reddit. The user states that he grew up around his grandparents, who were the owners of a local pub. People always said that this pub was haunted, and some even stated that they saw ghosts in there themselves. Today, RB is sharing a short clip that he could get from the camera of the place. He states, "This is a small clip I have on my phone from the pub's camera. It's showing the man who used to follow me in my grandparents' pub."
A la gran puta. ¡Ey! Miren esa mierda horrible.
My grandma always said the pub was haunted, so I'm going with ghost. No one else would have been there at the time in the morning.
Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta.
We can see somebody peeking around the corner here. Pretty creepy, to be honest. His family does believe that this was indeed a paranormal encounter. Of course, there's no proof for this claim. Maybe it was just a creepy guy. But why would anybody do this?
Solo se le ven las cuencas
oscuras. Incident, of course. Who can say?
Hey. Paloma.
This was shared by user Isaac. In general, he doesn't really post much on his profile, and when he does, it's mostly gaming-related videos. Tonight, however, he caught something quite intriguing on their CCTV camera that was mounted outside of their house. It was extremely eerie, he said, and he wasn't sure if whatever we see on this video was human.
Right now.
Sí, ¿qué pasó? Y tu madre, esa mierda. Hasta voló. Hey.
So weird.
At first there seems to be a person running, but then it transcends into the sky, like a balloon, until it's gone. And then there is a huge shadow of a creature with wings. His family and friends were also speechless and clueless. Nobody knew what had transpired here that night. It is quite unusual though, right? Is it a being from another dimension? Or what else is unfolding here?
No sé si tiene todo el volumen.
Let me know.
Así lo tiene. Encuentro en el sótano.
Now we want to take a look at one of Ken's recent videos in which he's sharing an event that took place during an investigation by another paranormal team which was visiting the Lamb House to conduct their own little paranormal investigation. The basement is filled with tons of negative energy, as I can attest myself, and the air always feels thick. One of the female investigators is trying to contact whatever is living down there.
Are you guys down here? No.
Something just hit the back of my leg.
Le jalaron las patas a la chava.
Janice thought a rock was thrown at the back of her leg. After
Hijo de
carefully looking
puta,
over
que
the
paloma.
recordings, nothing hit the back of her leg. Nothing landed on the floor behind her. But right before the back of her leg was hit, we see something in the recording
sí,
that
ahí
is
está
quite
una
troubling.
sombra, ¿ve?
A skull face with deep dark eye sockets.
Something seems to have touched her leg, and it almost looks like a face is peeking through the floor here, doesn't it? Is it actually the same shadow entity that was peeking from behind the staircase one day?
Hijo de puta, que fea esa mierda. La misma mierda, Cabal.
Shortly after the lady had been touched, one of the stationary cameras also captured this.
Otra cámara de seguridad que captó algo por ahí.
Okay. Come on.
Hijo de puta.
Something pushed me. Something pushed me.
Que le empujaron, dice que algo le empujó.
Holy, that was 10 times the force I felt.
A black shadow is making it into the hole, not to be seen again for the night.
There are some who question the validity of these Lamb House encounters and underestimate the reality of these spirits. I warn people who come to the Lamb House, do not provoke these spirits. When I first started these investigations, I too underestimated what would happen if these spirits were provoked. I learned by my mistakes not to provoke these spirits. And you don't always know what you're dealing with in this basement.
Ahí está otra,
This is not the first time a strange anomaly has been captured in the Lamb House. This exact entity has appeared before.
Otra.
Again, was it the same thing that had touched her leg? Very creepy indeed.
Puta que no está. La vieja cámara.
This was posted by another Reddit user who states that he came across a bone-chilling capture which was taken in his very own bedroom. He wrote the following. My old film camera took a photograph by itself and woke me up. It captured this image. Anyone has any ideas? It was a Polaroid SLR 680. I don't use it often. Last time I used it was a few years ago for an art project. I never sleep fully in the dark because my dog sleeps in my room.
Básicamente está diciendo de que la cámara, una Polaroid de esas que tiran las instantáneas, le tomó una foto en las noches, así sin nadie que la activara, de repente la tomó. ¿Va? Y a ver qué vemos, va.
It would appear that something strange is hovering over the young man.
¿Dónde? Yo no veo ni mierda.
If we rotate the image, it even paints a clearer picture, at least based on the opinions of some of the forum members. It was something
Si ven
demonic
algo
taking
allí,
the picture
pónganlo en los
that night. It
comentarios
is quite odd that an old Polaroid camera would take a picture on its own, I find.
No logro ver
But there are many
qué
reasons
será.
of why that could have happened. What do you think was the real reason for this event? Let me know.
En el drenaje.
Now we're taking a look at another mysterious recording from Asia that was sent, yet again, by Ghost Son.
Estos
The
chinos
story
son palomas
reads
para
that two
hacer
friends
video.
were documenting their little field trip today, and it shaped out to be a really nice day at first. At some point, one of the two girls seemed to have lost a pair of keys in a drain on the side of the street. They take the camera and hope by holding it down the drain hole that they would be able to see the keys.
Puta, bajaron el teléfono para ver qué había. A ver si veían las llaves que se le habían caído a la chamaca. Jueputa, ya siento un screamer. Hijo de cabal, ¿viste? ¿Vieron, va?
Judging by this footage, they might have found something else down there. Is it a face? Some
Cabal, cara
commentators say
rara
that
ahí,
it is, yet nobody knows how exactly this should have been possible.
Chino
Was it something
maldito para hacer
otherworldly,
esta.
or simply an editing trick?
Luces en la
The
oscuridad.
following incident has been shared by Danat Aminov. He states that something really strange happened one night as he was staying at his sister's house. He wrote, "The craziest thing just happened to me. Woke up at around 3 a.m. from an annoying lamplight. This was filmed on an iPhone X. No other light sources were turned on in the room. And this is not a reflection. That was so surreal and weird." It is really odd how this table
Ah,
light
si está
seems to be
encendida esa.
turned on in the
Ah,
mirror's
no,
reflection.
puta. Ah, si está apagada y en el espejo se ve
Could this
encendida.
be happening in another dimension at this time? Some people speculate this to be the case. For reference, he took 2 pictures in the morning. And he filmed again the following evening.
Ah, huevos, todo normal. Ahí no se ve encendida, ¿va?
No strangeness seemed to be unfolding this time. However, somebody noticed that something else was with him the night prior, something that was sitting under the desk.
Que había algo debajo del escritorio. Ah, la puta, abajo está, lo vieron, abajo está, cabal, ahí está, mierda, ve.
Could this be an entity?
¡Ey!
People say it almost looks a bit demonic, very creepy, whatever it was. What do you think happened here that night? Certainly a night to remember for him.
A ver qué da mierda. Ya a ver qué
We haven't
dice.
taken a look at paranormal enthusiast Tim Morozov for quite a while, which is why tonight we are following him into a forest, an area which he simply calls the anomalous zone. It is one of the most mystical forest areas in all of Russia. Based on his reports, he has spent several nights there already, and has captured some really unnatural encounters with either strange creatures or things that he couldn't fully understand. The trees in the forest are bent in a really interesting way. Tim states that this is really rare and caused by geomagnetic radiation from the ground, as well as frequent temperature drops. In his mind, this also has affected some animals, creatures, or whatever else is living in these forests. After spending a few hours in the forest, he states that he felt his mind playing tricks on him already. However, he decides that now was a good time to check the forest for any anomalies.
Сейчас слышу, как скрипит дерево где-то неподалеку. Хотя до этого такого не было. Была полная тишина.
Tim is deciding to prepare his Ouija board and to contact the spirits that might be home to this forest region.
Una ouija.
Духи этого леса.
No le ocurrió otra mierda mejor que una ouija.
Вы можете выйти со мной на контакт.
Hijo de puta, detrás del chamaco, una sombra
Right
pasó
in
por
this
ahí caminando,
moment,
lo
his
vieron.
camera captures something
Cabal, ahí
that
va,
is
ve.
roaming in between the trees right behind him. Of course, he didn't notice anything at the time. He doesn't get any answers and then concludes the Ouija session at the time to return to his tent. He keeps 2 cameras outside, however, to capture any unusual activity that might occur. Tim is asking the spirit world for a message over his radio and opens the portal again by his Ouija board. Then things get interesting.
Может, это фонарик, тень откуда-нибудь показалась.
Puta coma mierda. Madre, ¿qué habrá sido esa mierda?
Now on high alert, Tim is following the weird cracking sounds.
Con la escopeta, papá. Tu madre, ¿qué habrá sido esa mierda? Y cabal, una sombra blanca, ¿va?
Did he capture a glimpse of the spirit that only moments before seemed to have been walking right behind him? Whatever the answer, his investigation took several more interesting turns, and you should check it out on his channel.
Puta. Si fuese mi abuela ese.
Now we check out another Reddit submission from user mgirl. The young woman suspects that the security camera in her grandma's bedroom, in which her little kid was having a sleepover one night, captured a spirit which was visiting her little son. She states, "This was years ago and the camera wasn't high resolution and choppy and I was never sent the video."
Dice que una de las cámaras de seguridad que tenían en el cuarto del niño tomó una fotografía bien rara, ¿va? Pero anteriormente ese cuarto había sido de la abuela de ella. Que a saber si era la abuela quien había llegado a visitar al niño. A ver.
Picture. My grandma had passed away a few months prior, and I believe her spirit was comforting my son that night. You can see her as she looked around the time she passed, the varicose veins, and her easily bruised lady skin, covered with bruises due to her blood.
Puta, pero ahí se ve de que una sombra lo tiene como colgado al mono, ¿va? ¿Cómo va a ser la abuela? Esa, no, paja, alguna mierda rara por ahí, ¿va?
Bruised lady skin, covered with bruises due to her blood thinner meds, her hair not done, and the same moo nightgown my grandma wore often. So, could the young woman be right, and her son was visited by the spirit of her late grandma?
Él. Hay otra mierda, quiere joder al mono.
Tonya Sands has shared the next really odd encounter on her TikTok profile. She noticed that a toy that her family has stored on their porch is turning on by itself. Oftentimes, when the young woman is sitting on the outside stairs, she started interacting with the toy, and it seemed to respond to her.
So I'm doing the ripple effect like you guys asked me to.
Come mierda y eso.
Whatever it is just stays right there.
¿Qué es lo que está captando esa mierda?
Do it again.
Puta.
Do it one more time.
Poltergeist.
The only way you can get it to make that exact noise that it was making is to turn it to the right.
Whoa, turning!
It won't do it again unless you put it in place and then turn it to the right again.
Whoa, turning!
Besides the toy blinking and
La
making noises,
puta.
she also captured something even more unusual.
You can click this right here and it starts it.
Una sombra acaba de pasar ahí, la vi. Ya lo vieron. Ahí va, ve.
It looks like a white figure that is appearing from behind the car. Perhaps the spirit that is tampering with the toy. Or do you think this is just Tonya's vivid imagination? To me, it looks like a little bit more than that. The following is another CCTV recording, which was captured on a ship which was sailing off the coast of
Incidente en
Somalia
un
this past
barco, dice.
September.
Ojalá se
Security
puta.
saw some strange balls of light at first, but didn't think anything of it. Nobody was moving in the lower area of the ship at the time, for security reasons, as they were making it over the border. The area was pitch black, but then something really unusual unfolded.
¿Qué pasó?
We see a person manifesting, but how's that possible? It looks like a dark
Sí, a
cloud is
huevo, ahí se ve
forming,
la
and
sombra.
then the person
Cabal,
appears.
ahí está, ve.
Many of the crew were sure that a mysterious event was transpiring here. Of course, they didn't see anybody leaving the area at the time, on any of the other cameras. So, do we have to
Puta, y se
assume that a
desaparece,
ghost
¿va?
was visiting that night?
Puta, qué palo. Encantada. O embrujada.
The following video was shared by user Acrobatic Bent, and in his opinion, there's something really wrong with his apartment. He saw strange events occur ever so often, and therefore has installed some security cameras to document these events. Up until the following day, he couldn't capture anything significant, besides orbs and doors being moved by themselves. But what he captured the next night left him quite a bit speechless.
Hijo de puta, va. Sí, ahí cabal, una silueta blanca, traslúcida, ¿va?
He believes this to be a spirit that was manifesting in the bedroom, and which was captured by accident. Could this be? People say that it's very unlikely that it was a bug or another artifact.
No, huevo, ese sí se ve medio raro, ¿va?
If that's true, what else could this be?
Paloma. Yo digo que sí es cierto, pero ahí lo...
Very curious.
La mejor opinión la tienen ustedes, ¿va? Déjenme abajo en los comentarios qué opinan de este clip. Apartamento embrujado.
The next video we are taking a look at was uploaded by user Kutrapali, a user from Mexico who recently has started to share really strange paranormal encounters that seem to unravel in his home. Apparently he wakes up to loud noises in the midst of night and states that he even saw shadows every now and then. Besides items being moved in his house, he had quite the number of creepy events taking place.
Hijo de la gran puta.
Tonight, he woke up to some really loud banging noises, he states. He started to stream the following, live on his profile.
Acabo de terminar stream. Bueno.
Tu madre, la mierda que estaba ahí, va. Hueputa. Sí es bien chola, ¿ves?
He believes that the shadow
Una
entity is dwelling in his
mierda.
home, and he has no clue how it made it into his house. Currently, he's looking into ways to get rid of it. And we will keep an eye open for
Una
further
mierda, sí
updates.
está
What do you
paloma.
think about
Si
it?
esa mierda se le anda apareciendo a esta hueputa. La yuca. Bueno, chicas y chicas, damas y caballeros, hemos llegado al final del video. Espero les haya gustado, que hayan pasado un momento de terror o un momento de risas, ya que esa es la intención, ¿verdad? Si fue así, te invito a que me dejes un poderoso pulgar arriba, que te suscribas, es gratis. Fue un placer para mí, soy Richard, pórtense bien, sean buenos. Adiós.